Hey Dions, Dusty over here at Escondido German Auto. I just want to go over your car with you. A couple things I did find. One of the things I did notice is these are your tires. If you can kind of look in here, you're starting to get some dry rotting in here, as well as they're wearing a lot faster on the outside edges of the tire. Usually meaning your alignment off, maybe your toe sets off. So we checked into that. The brakes, what we did find is they are aftermarket pads on here, and it's got a huge lip on here. So last time in, they obviously didn't measure the rotors to check. What it's measuring out at is 25.1 millimeters. Minimum spec is 25.4. Has to be that thick. If it's any less, that's the discard. It's actually stamped on the rotor. So they were not replaced. They need to be replaced, and these aftermarket pads do not stop. It's a really hard compound, which means they last a lot longer, but they don't have the stopping capabilities, especially the way these things were designed from the factory. And both the rears and the fronts have that. They just put some aftermarket pads on it. We did find the power steering fluid was low. I didn't see any leaks, so I'm just going to top that off. That's probably what I felt when I first drove it. This is your lower control arm right here. And this is a ball joint. If you kind of look, you can kind of see, I'm moving at the same time, but there's movement in there. And there's not supposed to be any movement in that ball joint. So this control arm is bad, and that's that kind of squeak noise when you're turning the steering wheel low speeds, because that joint's wearing out, and it's got a lot of play in it. So we need to replace the control arms. You're supposed to do these in pairs per Mercedes-Benz. As far as underneath the car, there is an oil leak developing up in this area. On the back side of the cylinder head, there's a little plug, like a cover plug, starting to leak. It's not anything big right now. It might develop into something later. It's getting to the point where it's getting down on this area. The quarter panel covers, the inner filler panels, these things are gone. You can see your tire's been rubbing on it at one time or another. Both sides. So they're missing. So I'd recommend getting that back to square one. This bumper looks like it was installed from another car. You can see the red paint right there. That's not a primer paint. That's actually, it has a gloss tint on it. So the bumper was replaced at one time. It might have had like a small collision in the front end. I don't know if you did a Carfax report on this thing. And part of the panels right here are broken, and not all the screws were in it. So that's kind of what we're looking at, like a good overview on the car. So recommend 2 front tires, just because they're wearing. You can see it's already on the wear bar and not even close on the inside. 2 front tires, alignment, control arms, top off the power steering fluid, redo the front brakes, put new pads on the back one so you have the accurate stopping power. Fix the panels if you wanted to. Top off the power steering fluid, and we can lube the actual sunroof rails to get those things so it closes correctly. And I think that's about it. So hopefully this helps you understand what's going on with your car, Dion, and let us know what you want to do.